Welcome to Black Renaissance Worldwide, BRW, episode 21, The Forge. I am Rochelle, and you are here. If you are here right now, then you are witnessing infrastructure being built and laid brick by brick, week by week. The Forge is where we bring the heat. Every week we step inside the fire of Black American entrepreneurship, Black-owned business, and builders laying the economic foundation of this second Renaissance. The first Renaissance gave us art. This one gives us ownership. The Forge is where we hammer that vision into something we can hold, spend, invest, and pass down. Welcome to the workshop. Let's open with intention. Whew, I've been running around last minute fun in the house, so. All right. We gather at this moment, conscious that time is a coordinate and space is a field, and that we are matter organized into meaning. We affirm that the intention behind every action in this space is directed toward the highest probable good for all conscious beings, those here, those watching, those yet to arrive. We honor the full spectrum of human experience. Every identity, every expression, every lineage, every struggle, and every triumph. We acknowledge that we are entangled. What we build here ripples outward through networks that we cannot fully see, but we are responsible for shaping. We enter this work with coherence, with clarity, and with the understanding that a world that works for everyone is not utopia, it is engineering. Let us begin. So happy to have you here. All right. Black Renaissance Worldwide is the global infrastructure for Black economic self-determination, the underground ecosystem. We begin as a directory. The white pages meets the green book, meets marketplace, an education platform, a living network, and a community infrastructure that turns neighbors into allies and allies into builders. We evolve into a movement that acquires, holds, and builds through community land trusts, union cooperatives, mutual insurance societies, and private family foundations. Those, if you do nothing else, take those 4 phrases, go to the Chat GPT or the Google and find out what they mean. I promise you, it'll change your life. Okay, the financial vehicles that turn Black dollars into Black permanence. We construct the complete infrastructure of Black life, from grocery stores, hospitals, schools, and research institutions to the manufacturing of everyday essentials that stock our shelves, supply our homes, and fuel our bodies. There are Black toilet paper makers. There are Black hair care makers. There are Black almost everything. I have been finding and learning so much. It's so exciting. Okay. Every new technology that emerges, we either trace our hand in its origin or we build our own alternative, because full self-determination means owning the supply chain from the factory floor to the front door. Little Burkina Faso is what I have nicknamed us. Our own everything, everywhere, for every one of us, permanently. Every chapter, every board, every business connected, self-sustained, and permanent. From boycott to buyout to build. Worldwide. Yeah. Welcome back, flagship family. You built this chair. Now we're sitting in it together. Let's get to work. Oh, LaTanya. My friend girl LaTanya. I forget that today is a business day. It's Wednesday. I'm on Saturday time in my mind. I completely forgot. Anyway, if you're at work, LaTanya, I'm sorry, dear heart. I didn't mean to ask you to join the show. I forget it's a work day for you. All right. Hugs and kisses to you. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about our next segment. A new week opens like fresh iron in the fire, full of possibility, ready to be shaped. The Forge exists for builders, dreamers, and doers who understand that Black freedom lives in Black ownership. This week, we sharpen our tools, study our giants, and take one more deliberate step toward permanence. The ancestors laid the foundation. We raise the walls. Hot diggity. So the book of the week this week is The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. In 1933, Carter G. Woodson wrote the blueprint for black intellectual liberation. And nearly a century later, every page still cuts like a fresh blade. The Miseducation of the Negro argues that an education system designed by others, for others, produces minds that serve others. And that true freedom begins the moment black people reclaim the power to define, teach, and transmit their own knowledge. Woodson did not simply write a book. He wrote a diagnosis, a warning, and a roadmap all in one. Here's an excerpt. If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. I have an excerpt for that. Here we go. All right.
When you control a man's thinking, you don't have to worry about his actions. He will find his proper place and will stay in it. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. If there is no back door, he will cut one for his special benefit. His education makes it necessary. To handicap a student by teaching him that his black face is a curse and that his struggle to change his condition is hopeless is the worst sort of lynching. It kills one's aspirations and dooms him to vagabondage and crime, because there would be no lynching if it did not start in the classroom. Even if the Negroes do successfully imitate the whites, nothing new has thereby been accomplished. You simply have a larger number of people doing what others have been doing. The unusual gifts of the race have not thereby been developed, and an unwilling world, therefore, continues to wonder what the Negro is good for. When you control a man's thinking, you...
Okay, so our next segment is the creator of the week. That is Tariq Nasheed, Hidden Colors. Listen up. Tariq Nasheed built an independent media empire on one radical premise: that black history, told fully and honestly, changes everything. Welcome. His Hidden Colors documentary series brought suppressed African and African American history to millions of viewers completely outside the Hollywood system. Okay, I don't know why every time I'm trying to do one of these, they're flagging me for something, even though I'm giving the people collaboration and all that fun stuff. We're going to keep moving. Okay. Always trying to get in the way when I'm just trying to share knowledge. Okay. All right, so let's back up just a little bit because I've lost my spot. So his Hidden Colors documentary series brought suppressed African and African American history to millions of viewers completely outside the Hollywood system, financed by the community, distributed to the community, and owned by the creator. Basically what I'm trying to do here. Although he's doing it with storytelling and I'm doing it with highlighting businesses. We're building a directory. All right. Nasheed demonstrated that black storytelling thrives when black people control the camera, the budget, and the distribution. Find Hidden Colors and share it this week. Knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied. And I have an excerpt for that. I'm trying to bring y'all more entertainment. Here we go. Welcome, welcome.
Foundation of Black.
Here we go.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
There's never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to exhale. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance. It must be something in our DNA, our historical background. When something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live in resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So happy to see people joining in. Welcome, welcome. Jump on in. All right. Now, I'm telling y'all, it's been a heck of a morning already. Okay. I've just got cat hair all over the place. I was trying to help my mother with a disaster that she was dealing with. It's been a very exciting morning. Okay. Our inventor of the week this week is Dr. Patricia Bath. Dr. Patricia Bath looked at a world where millions of people lived in preventable blindness and decided that that was unacceptable. She invented the laser phaco probe, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, a revolutionary laser device that transformed cataract treatment, making it faster, safer, and more precise than anything that existed before. In 1988, she became the first African American woman to receive a medical patent in the United States history. And she holds that distinction as a member of the UCLA Jules Stein Eye Institute, where she also served as the first female faculty member. We should not, in 2026, still only be having firsts. That's part of the purpose, right? All right. Her device restored sight to patients who had lived in darkness for decades. Dr. Bath did not stop at that patent. She co-founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness and spent her career fighting to bring eye care to underserved communities around the world. She understood that genius without access serves only the privileged few, and she built her life's work around closing that gap. Dr. Patricia Bath gave the world sight, and she did it on her own terms. And I have a segment for that. Here we go. Okay, we're almost there, y'all.
If you've ever heard of cataract surgery, you have this black woman to thank. Let's talk about Dr. Patricia Bath, the doctor and inventor who changed how the world sees eye care. In 1973, Dr. Bath became the first black person to ever complete a residency in ophthalmology, aka an eye doctor. During her training, she convinced professors at Columbia to operate on blind patients for free, which led to the first major eye operation in Harlem. She then went on to become the first woman chair of ophthalmology in the United States, and also became the first woman faculty at UCLA. Because she was a woman, she was put in the same room as secretaries, even though she was a doctor. But she persisted and invented the laser phaco probe, which revolutionized cataract surgery. In doing so, she became the first black female doctor with a medical patent. In 2019, she passed away, but this is the lesson she leaves us with.
When I achieve these things, it helps what other women and other people of color, black women, can do. But keep in mind, I never had any doubt.
If you've ever heard of cataract surgery...
All right, how exciting is that? All right, so that brings us to the Forge of the Week. And our Forge of the Week this week is Fearless Fund. And we'll be sending them an application too. I'm applicating everybody as much as I can. Fearless Fund stands as one of the most important venture capital firms in America today. Founded by Arian Simone and Ayanna Parsons, This Atlanta-based fund invests exclusively, hallelujah, in women of color-owned businesses at the pre-seed and seed stage, right where we're living. The earliest, most critical, and most underfunded moment in a company's life. Fearless Fund fights for the founders that traditional venture capital consistently overlooks, and it does so with unapologetic intentionality. When you support Fearless Fund, you support an entire pipeline of Black and brown women building the next generation of American enterprise. And there's a segment for that as well. Here we go.
I think when you have a lived experience as a Black person in America, there's this driving force to want to level the playing field for those who've been marginalized or underrepresented, because that's been me, my entire life. So I think that's really what drives my appreciation for the value and impact of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
That went pretty quickly.
I think when you have a lived experience.
Thank you. Okay, so I was in the comment sections thanking people for jumping in and enjoying the show with us today. So, all right, that brings us to the end of our show. We've got a few PSAs today. So this week, identify one Black-owned business in your city that deserves more visibility. Leave them a 5-star review, share their page, spend your next discretionary dollar with them. One deliberate act multiplied across this community builds the economic infrastructure we are all here to construct. BRW exists to connect to Black businesses, Black professionals, and Black community resources in your city and around the world. Every business you add, every review you leave, every share you send out lays another brick in the foundation. Visit us on our landing page, BlackRenWorld, CARRDCO. All right, and build with us today. If nothing else, if you would like to get on the email list, by all means, I'll be speaking on that in just another moment. Don't forget, the dandelion does not chase the wind. It simply releases and the wind does the rest. So do you. All right. So let's close out with intention the way we opened, with intention and love. Okay, I keep trying to capture things. I'm trying to do new things. I'm still learning this system. So I'm going to say this really quick before we close up. So TikTok has 150 minutes that it gives you for these cute, smart clips. But you can't control where it clips or how much time it uses, or at least I haven't figured it out yet. So I eat up all those clips in the first 2 episodes of the entire month, right? That's for a whole month. And I've gone over to, I can't tell you the number of different ones that I have been trying. This one recommends this one. This one recommends, all of them so far have not been as user-friendly as I would have appreciated. So I am still learning how to do clips so that I can feature those clips throughout the week so that you know that there are new episodes. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and close with intention, and I'll give you a little bit more information. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. My mother apparently has somebody doing some kind of work outside. He was right outside my window and I'm upstairs, so I was freaking out. Especially since, well, I ain't gonna tell y'all that. Okay, anyway. Let's close with intention. What we have shared here has entered the record, not merely digital, but neural, social, and ancestral. The connections made, the knowledge transferred, the capital circulated, these are not ethereal, they are structural. We release this session with gratitude for the attention, the labor, and the trust invested by everyone present. I appreciate you. We carry forward the understanding that our individual thriving is connected to our collective thriving biologically, economically, and spiritually. We affirm that the world we are building is one where dignity is non-negotiable, where resources flow equitably, and where every voice that was suppressed finds amplification. This is not the end. This is a node in a network that continues. Go build, go connect, go belong. We return when the coordinates align. So here is a call to action. By all means, my email address is here. My YouTube is here. I also wanted to thank you guys. Look at this. We are on a countdown. Now, this is TikTok, and we've gone up a percentage. But I also went up on my YouTube channel. So I appreciate everybody who's jumping over there and also continuing to follow there. So if they miss a live, especially like on a morning like this where it's a weekday and you're at work, you can go right back. So I always feature the week prior on the next week on YouTube. And I appreciate everybody stopping by. So my email address is BlackRenaissanceWorldwide@gmail. And at YouTube, you can find me at Black Renaissance Worldwide BRW. You don't necessarily have to put the BRW in there. I'm the only one that comes up because I'm so active. Don't forget, you can email and put in the subject line, I'm in, so that I know that you just want to be on the list, so that when we get the website up and running, I can let you know. It's what a weird world we live in. Okay. It's so distracting. I'm just not expecting him out there on the roof of my house. All right. BRW goes live 3 days a week. Wednesdays, we have The Forge, just what we did today, where we highlight a book, a creator, an inventor, and we highlight a specific business. On that's 10 a.m. Saturdays is The Marketplace, where we do some community we put out community information as well as an elders corner. That's at 10:30 a.m. And then on Sundays, we come together for an hour. We highlight a music and Afrobeat music channel from YouTube. I tried to make sure it's Black owned, but that's not always possible. But at least it's Afrocentric. And we spend about 30 minutes together, maybe an hour together, listening to music while I'm working on building BRW. You could be reading a book or just enjoying having presence with other people in the atmosphere. And that's at 11 o'clock on Sundays. So BRW is being built live. I have the time that I spend with you, and a few hours ahead are usually the amount of time that I have in the week to just focus on BRW. So if you have any suggestions or if you want to get involved in any way, shape, or form, by all means, email me. I'll be more than happy to have you on the team. We are building permanent infrastructure for Black economic self-determination, and you're a part of it. From boycott to buyout to build worldwide. I am Rochelle. This is Black Renaissance Worldwide for those in the back. And please leave the world better than it was when you woke up, because you'll only thank yourself for it. It's universal love over here, y'all. And I will see you again Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. at the Marketplace. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day and a super rest of your week.